everyone, and welcome back to my channel. If you're just seeing my face for the very first time, hi, welcome. You're watching Live with Adabekee. Please be sure to like, share, comment, and subscribe. Let me know in the comment section what made you click, what made you interested in this video. And if you're one of my OGs, one of my returners, hi, welcome back. My special guest here needs no introduction. If you need an introduction to her, what that tells me is that you haven't seen some of our other videos.
I really don't need any introduction.
Yeah, it means you need to pause this video, go watch some of our other videos, and then come back and watch this video. Mm-hmm. This video is a bit more serious than some of the other stuff that you've seen.
But we're not serious people. Just know that. Know that and no peace.
My good friend here is like me, she's pre-med, I'm med now, but we actually met in the application process. Funny enough, that's how we met. Mm-hmm. We during 2020 pandemic, it was 2020, like during the pandemic, a lot of things went off online, Zoom, all these like med spaces went online.
I think that was when that was my first year, knowing that people still do things online.
Yeah, and I feel like it ended up opening up the opportunity to meet people from around the country, and that's how we met. We're like, oh, we're both Nigerian, both public health, both going into medicine.
Yeah,
let's be friends. And we've been friends ever since. So I thought it would be really, really nice. You guys have heard my story, my journey to medicine, and funny enough, our stories are so similar yet so different. And so I wanted an opportunity for me to ask her some questions about her journey, and for you all to hear someone else's perspective, someone else's journey. She's currently in this application cycle, and by God's grace, we will come back to testify that she has gotten into medical school to start next year. Okay?
No, I'm going to enter for sure.
That one is for sure. That's for sure.
But funny enough, this is my first official application cycle, so I'm actually gassed.
Hello. So I want to start first by saying, asking the normal, why medicine? What brought you into medicine? You understand? That normal question.
Oh my God. Honestly, let me not even cap. Medicine in the beginning was very much parent based. My parents were just very one person is going to be a doctor in the house, and it had to be I or my sister. And my sister, my sister said, nope, ain't gonna be me. So it kind of was it just had to be me. And I mean, over time, I kind of, college, honestly, not high school, because high school, I really didn't even know much, honestly. Mm-hmm. But from college, I kind of thought, medicine, it's not bad. It's actually like it is. Yeah. Pre-med classes were great. I love my pre-med classes. Shadowing was fun. Because in college, I really never knew the deep why. It was just a thing where I just wanted to make my parents happy or whatever. But just going through my master's and just growing up and just being more adult and just finding my true thing. So honestly, medicine first started with my parents, and then it became a thing of I like it, I love it, I wouldn't mind doing it for the rest of my life. However, we'll get into that. But yeah.
So it was initially that Nigerian, either a doctor, engineer, lawyer kind of situation, and then it's oh, I actually like this. It's okay. I can go down this path kind of situation.
Yeah.
So I know we both went to secondary school in Nigeria. We actually both grew up in the same place, Port Harcourt. Funny enough, I'm telling you, too many similarities. We know so many people in common. But what made you to come to America? Because I know your elder sister didn't study she studied in Nigeria. So what made you now be I'm gonna come to America?
So at first I was supposed to come to the US. I was supposed to go to school in Nigeria. It was a thing. and I was really, really hyped about it. But the high school that I went to was such, one of those high schools in Nigeria where you have to like take Cambridge, SAT, PSAT, TOEFL. Back then it was TOEFL, now it's IELTS.
Yeah, both. I think there's both of them still.
Both of them are still there. But my school was TOEFL. At the time, I don't know if IELTS was a thing. And we also had to take like JAMB and WAEC and all that stuff. So my dad was very adamant about like, you're going to Nigeria, you're going to Nigeria, you're going to Nigeria. And honestly, I was very hyped because like, I wanted to,
experience Nigerian University.
I was very like, yes, I'm going to like, but anyways, my dad came to the US for a conference, I believe, and then just called me like from America. I was in Nigeria, and he was like, you're coming to America to school. Don't ask me questions. Don't argue. Register.
And here we are.
I mean, I kid you not. And that happened, and it's so funny because that happened in August. So like, I'm a spring starter. I think you're a fall starter.
Yes, I think
I'm a spring starter because it wasn't very like planned.
Planned.
It was just a like, you're coming to America. Don't ask questions. This is, register,
Going.
apply. So I applied in the fall, and then I started in the spring. Yeah.
Okay. So, and then where you went for undergrad, I know you went to school out in Jackson. So did you feel like your undergrad was supportive for you, for your pre-med? Did you feel like you had a lot of resources? Did you have to go and search for them? Or did you feel like they gave you people, you had good advisors, all of that?
My personal advisor she was great. My mentor today, love her to death. She was great. But the school, did they have like the funding or the resources for pre-med? No. But my advisor made it a thing where she had to like tell me like, this is what you need to do. However, for some reason, she did not tell me about the MCAT. That's a different story. But the MCAT, my very first MCAT was a surprise to me, I kid you not. But I wouldn't say the school had the resources, but I feel like my mentor and my advisor at the time, she did look out for me and kind of told me what I needed to do, summer research and all those things. And yeah, so maybe not the school, very like much her, because she used to be pre-med before she said she didn't want to do it anymore. So yeah, that's kind of.
You just mentioned something that just gave me a thought. As a Nigerian, when I first came to, there were so many things I didn't even know. I just knew, I want to do medicine, but I didn't know what that entailed. And I ended up I felt like a lot of my pre-med classmates were way ahead of me in understanding what timelines were and all of that. Did you feel the same way? Did you find that like there was a lot of confusion with even trying to figure out what it meant to be pre-med?
Yes, absolutely. First of all, I had my my degree is BS in biological sciences. So like I was bio anyway. So regardless of whether I was pre-med or not, I was going to take those prereqs and pre-med classes done. But when it came to like research and community service and all these things these 15 activities that they're asking us for, zero. Like I had no idea. I honestly just had no idea. In fact, the things that I did in undergrad, I honestly did them because I was bored. Because I didn't have anything to do. Because like she said, I went to school in Jackson and it's not like a big city. So there wasn't really much to do. And so like most of like my community services, my volunteering and shadowing, all those things was just, I was bored. I didn't even know that I was going to need them. My uncle just felt like, oh, you need to get out of the house. And that was it for me. It wasn't anything. So I don't think I knew what I needed. And I also don't think, like I said, my advisor was very supportive, but that woman was like 60 at the time. So by the time that she was applying,
the things she knew were not
correct. Like her MCAT, I remember when she was talking about it, she was telling me 21, 22 skill.
Oh, like, she was still like in the old MCAT skill.
So like,
I don't doing that.
So like, I don't fault her for not telling me, but like,
she was responsible for being up to date. If she's going to be somebody's advisor, though.
Let's not drag my mentor. I love her.
No, it's okay.
But yeah, everything I did because I was bored. It wasn't because I knew. And good thing I was bored. Because I mean, they're helping now as much as they can. But no, I feel like they were definitely ahead of me, and especially because our parents my parents did not understand. And so I feel like if it didn't come from a place of like, Ihuoma needs to get out the house, if it came from me saying, oh, I want to go here and go and do this, they would have thought that I also wanted freedom, and it would have been a tussle or a fight as well. And so I think that was also one of the problems. Like my parents did not understand how the American medical system worked, because in Nigeria, if you finish high school, straight
There's no
There's
shadowing,
nothing
volunteer, what's all of that?
Concern shadowing, concern Emeka. You are going straight to uni 6 years. If you're in a private uni, you're done. So I think maybe for some reason that was kind of what they thought initially. So yeah.
I also know that I remember when we met and everything, you told me briefly about like your whole MCAT situation. She has a very interesting MCAT journey. So do you want to tell them like what happened with your MCAT? First of all, how many times did you end up taking the MCAT?
So I took the MCAT 3 times. Well, I took the MCAT twice.
In total?
In total, I took the exam twice, but I registered 3 times.
Okay.
Because the second time, I went to my center a day after my...
She went to the exam the day after.
The day after, like I went in there,
the day.
I swear I missed my test. Look out, I
think there was the one that you had to like go to
that's
a whole different...
That's the one I had to go. It was like I had to go to Indiana Met.
To a whole different city, and then it was...
But the first time I took the MCAT, obviously, it was in undergrad. I had no idea. I studied for it, but I did not study for it well. I studied for it like I was taking like a regular...
test.
By 101 test, and I don't even need to say what that went. He went. And then that was like my last year in undergrad. So that was 2017. That was the first time I took it. And then I got into my master's program, and then I tried to take it again in 2019. And that was when I
missed the day.
Absolutely. I walked in there, that old man, very pitiful too. He was pitying me. I was just like, it's cool. And so because I had missed that, and that was in August, because I wasn't planning on using that MCAT till I was done with my master's, right? So it was just let me just take it and get it out the way.
Right.
So a part of me was like, just fashion, right? I was like, nah, I've spent months and months preparing. So what I did was I left that center that morning. I came home, I sat and I started looking for like open slots anywhere in the country. Like I was willing to go anywhere in the country to take this test because I just wasn't letting
you were like, I'm prepared, I'm ready.
Bad idea. Don't do it, guys. Please don't do it. Just cancel your test. Because I ended up finding one in some city in Indiana. They didn't have an airport. I had to take a bus there. It was mentally exhausting. So no, it was voided. Yeah. Voided that test. And then the one that we took, we did together in 2020. And that's maybe that was good. Yeah, that's the last time. That's the MCAT I'm using.
Okay, so I know we talked about like volunteering and stuff, but how did you end up going about finding clinical experiences?
So my clinical experiences honestly came from my master's program. I did my master's in public health in a medical school, and they have a clinic for the community. And the way that the clinic works is like it's run by students, but they have like an attendance like different attendance like, just to be there to sign up and stuff. And so they try to integrate the graduate students into the program or into the clinic or whatever. So I basically was on the executive board. You have to like apply and they have to interview you, whatever. And so I was case manager for that clinic for a year. And basically I did a lot of like, you get it. Basically, case management,
like resources, like social work kind of types of public health.
Plus, I was a public health person, so I had to, from when they work in the clinic. And by the way, these are people that know insurance. Like when I tell you underserved, the underserved or the underserved. So we literally had to carry them from inception to nurse them to health as best as we could. Like I said, it was a student-run clinic, so there wasn't really much they could do. So it was very much family med, internal medicine here and there. If they had to be transferred out, we would do the transfer like referrals, and I would have to like follow up with that. So I did that for a year. So how many hours? Talking like
a while,
hours. So that was basically the bulk of my clinical experience. I did shadowing undergrad. Honestly, I used to go there and eat biscuits. So this was like my actual
clinical experience. And then how about research?
Oh, research is interesting. I did research in undergrad, like very science, like human genome
bench work.
Yeah, like the actual lab thing. I did that in undergrad. It was really very great research. I think we presented it at a conference, poster, everything. Published, okay? Respect on my name, thank you. But then when I came, like public health is science, but it's not.
But it still counts as
it
research.
does count social science research. So in my public health program, it was a 2-year program, and I did research in while I was a student in HIV, self-efficacy in HIV testing amongst Black women here in Nashville, and I did that for literally 2 years, and I presented at APHE.
I don't think we went the same way.
Philly?
I went to Philly. Yeah, but
Yeah, Philly. We didn't know ourselves
no, we didn't.
Yeah,
oh my god.
Yeah, I was in Philly. I even broke my leg in Philly.
We were both in Philly, 2019.
November.
Look at this world. Oh, I'm just finding this
Yeah,
out.
2019 because we finished in 2020.
Yeah,
so that was our last year.
Yeah,
So,
like
I presented my research in Philly, APHA, and then I did another one postmasters about like effect of COVID on pregnant women. I did that for a year before I said bye healthcare.
Okay, I'll ask a couple last questions. So you're about to apply and everything. How do you feel? Like on a scale of 1 to 10, how confident do you feel? Like I know you've not actually put out an application before, but I know you've wanted to apply prior to now.
I filled out the applications, I've just never submitted it.
So like how do you feel with this application cycle compared to like all the other times that you've wanted to apply before?
Honestly, I actually feel very confident this time, and it's just a lot of different factors that are involved, but I also am quite nervous.
I know, obviously, like
and that's because I'm excited because I just feel like
the time is here.
Yeah, the time is here, and it's just one of those things where it's like it's not I'm in a place in life where if it works this year, great. If it doesn't work this year, okay, we'll just try again next year. I think before I used to be very like oh my god,
what else?
What's gonna happen? But I'm also kind of anxious because like after that research after school, I transitioned into tech, right? So I work in tech right now, and just
different world.
Okay, like it's
that's going to be the last question I'm going to ask you.
So yeah, I do feel confident, but I also do feel like anxious just because I'm in a whole different field. I'm just like,
the very last question is, as you all have probably taken from this, ihuoma is a very non-traditional student. From being an international student to having a master's to now being in kind of a different field, like in between wanting to apply to med school. Like I know she has been my sponsor since I came here. Girl. So Babes is making money, and it's difficult to be making money, right? You're sustaining yourself, and then you have to go back to school. And possibly be taking loans and be living like us. So how is that making you feel like, and how is that impacting your decision to apply?
Honestly, it's very scary because I am in a field that is quite lucrative. I mean, everybody knows tech is,
and you don't need to do much to enter.
The fact that I even start my own YouTube channel to plug me. But I'm in a whole different field. I work as a reporting analyst for a tech company now, so it's not technically out of healthcare, but it's still kind of like healthcare related, but in tech, and the pay
is nice. I'm telling you guys,
the pay is great, and thinking about transitioning back, I don't even think med school students just basically going from filing taxes to not filing taxes. It's scary, and it is impacted. Like literally, I know I'm gonna apply this cycle, but I also am very anxious because I've started my countdowns to closing my laptop in tech or in work, and kind of because med school June, July, August, September, it starts, so less than about a year from now, and so trying to do everything I could save as much, because med school is not cheap. it's not cheap, especially if you don't get scholarships, being international, living in a city that is expensive. Nashville is expensive. I don't know if I'm going to stay here or I'm going to get admission somewhere else. But basically, America is expensive right now.
Right.
It's very expensive.
Inflation.
And so it is scary. And in terms of impacting my decision to apply, I am going to apply. So it's not impacting that decision to apply. I think it's impacting like a lot of my life now. Like I'm beginning to be more frugal. Like when I go, I leave my house, like I'm basically lock my Amex, lock my Bank of America, lock everything, lock it, because you just have to. It's not a journey that you start without sitting down to financially prep for it, because the last thing you want to do in med school is worry financially. Right. So am I ready to start medical school financially? No. Mentally, emotionally ready? Yes. And so I need to drag the
financial part inside.
I need to drag it inside. So yeah.
Okay. Well, thank you so much, ihuoma. Thank you for having me, bringing me out of that boredom that is Long Island. I'm not like anybody that is a Long Island person. Sorry, we should go and find something better to do in that town, city, whatever. But thank you so much for having me. Thank you for being on this channel and for talking to us.
I had a great time, y'all.
Yes, for all the pre-meds out there, especially those who are applying this cycle, I wish you guys all the best of luck. I want you people to come back to this video, come back to my channel and tell me I got in, so that I can be doing congratulations, please.
Don't dictate. If it works, it works. If it doesn't work,
And I want to wish you the best of luck. In fact, you're going to get down with this small. Like you're already in. Like our own is just when we'll get the congratulations email. But I'm so I wish you the best of luck, and thank you so much for everything. And everybody, please be sure to like.
I will tell them everything you have done for me. The rice.
No, it's
the vlog.
It's okay. Thank you so much. Please be sure to like, share, comment, and if you have any questions for ihuoma, she's in the process with you guys right now, and she will answer. So if there's anything what are we, if you want to connect with her as well, if you want, because she has already taken her MCAT, she already, she's a non-trad. If you're also in the same position where you're switching careers and you're having anxiety about it, there's somebody here who you can talk to, and I know she's very willing and open to talk about it as well. So please be sure to like this video, share, comment, and just let me know in the comments what you think. But till the next time we see, I remain your girl Adabekee, okay? Bye.
I remain your girl ihuoma, okay? Bye.